Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about a children's trading card game, another Gate Ruler video for you today. I once again need to apologise for the lack of uploads, the sporadic uploads. Life has taken over. I'm recording a few of them in a session now, so you'll be seeing those going up over the next week and a bit. So hopefully that should give me time to record enough that you shouldn't hopefully see any more sort of disrupted schedules and just random days when you might think there'd be a video. Hopefully there'll be some sort of consistent upload schedule now. And certainly by the time I'm done with this, I'll be able to be back home. So you can see this is probably the 5th location you've seen me in, where I should hopefully be all back to normal. Anyway, thank you to Sundial for your simian level support, very much appreciated. And let's go ahead and get started. So I've got 3 cards to talk about. These are all new set 3 cards. But before I did, I wanted to talk about, I know a lot of people kind of like, what the hell's going on with Gate Ruler at the moment, if you're not 100% clued up. So basically what's happened is they have taken the feedback from the first 2 sets. The prevailing sentiment basically being, what the hell is going on? Like, you have all this really good stuff, and then it's just kind of completely overshadowed by issues with like silly things with starter deck issues in Japan, with Apprentice just being really good for some reason, when it's, that's, to the point where you're kind of questioning, did they even really test it as much as they claim they did? It's hardly like tier 0 or anything, but it's one of those things where it's like, why would I play something that requires me to think more when I can just not think, right? So in a tournament setting, as a casual game, I think Gate Ruler is probably the most fun game on the market right now. I've played a few, I play, most of them. I'd say Gate Ruler is well up there. Competitively, it's lacking, and I'm hoping that that's essentially what this is going to resolve. So what they're doing is basically they've delayed set 3. They haven't given a release timeline. However, we will be getting set 2 here in English on July 30th. Which means August and October, 3 months later, when we would expect set 3. And I think that's when it's going to come out, and I think it's going to be simultaneous release, as that was the plan from the start. And then we should start seeing the sort of vision that there was for this game of a full global circuit and global events and a full global world. And that's fine, because, it's been a slow start here. But it is growing. I don't know if you ask around, I've seen it growing in pretty much every region, more people getting interested, so that's great. And obviously I'm here as one of the only, and I'm pretty sure the biggest content creator for Gate Ruler at the moment, so that's awesome. And I look forward to basically seeing new faces every day in the comment section and in my Discord server. If you haven't checked out, you can click that link, Discord server and all that. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get to what you came here for. So here are the new cards. So firstly, this is a little bit of an older one, is Draconoid Dreadnoughts Kuroykazuchi. So this is a level 3 Imagine Front. This is another one of the Draconoid Dreadnoughts, and we've seen several of them by now. I will, if you don't know about the set 2 stuff, you can check out my set 2 set review, which will be carded, hopefully. But yeah, have a look at that. What does this do? Well, it's a 4/5/2 level 3. It's a dragon military, so those are both really relevant traits there. Dragon means you can bring this out through Genesis summoning. Military means it has all that synergy. Most important one off the top of my head is going to be something like Izanagi. That's going to buff its HP up to 6, which is making it pretty beefy, hard to remove. 4 attack is not bad. 2 strike is of course reasonable. When it attacks, choose one enemy unit and deal 5. That is big burn, like really big burn. And bearing in mind that you have ways to restand these things, so this can be like, this is very scary. Like okay, so like important reasons is good. This deals with Flying Spaghetti Monster straight away. Of course, Imagine has a lot of has like the premier way of dealing with that at the moment anyway. So you have another one here. But this is just another option. It's a really powerful removal tool. Like, I cannot say that enough. This is really, really strong. I really expect this to see play in Genesis Summon decks. Yeah, I mean, it's just really good. And, the artwork's fantastic too. Just, yeah, super strong. I would expect it to be like a 3-star or something. Next, we have the far more recent reveals. So the first one here is Bloodstained Bird of Prey Bigwig Owl. This is a 4/4/1. It is Atlas level 2. It is a warrior and a zoo brigade. So again, really relevant traits there. It has Defender, Retaliate, and charge shield. So if you don't remember, defender means it'll move to center, so it's going to be a 4 HP body, potentially charged. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a second. And retaliate is sort of like counterattack. Basically, if it survives, it's going to be dealing its damage right back. So important things to consider. I believe, unless it's changed since I last checked, the retaliate damage will be buffed by Guns and Gold Armory, which is a card you typically might be running anyway in a Wild Force deck, so that's something to consider. Suddenly it could be dealing 5 or even 6 damage on that retaliate. Now this card also has enhanced Zoo Brigade, so you can scoop up a Zoo Brigade and give this a charge, which is going to make it very resilient, very difficult to clear. And when it attacks, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, you ready it, you reactivate it, and that's not a once per turn ability. So this means that this is technically one of the most powerful removal tools in the game. As long as you got the hand for it, it can just keep going. So yeah, I mean, a card that I think if you can just keep it alive, it just gets you value again and again, turn after turn after turn. And something that I would see as in play, I've got to think it would be really good. As long as you can get that charge in and just keep it around for a turn, it's going to give you value again and again and again. And it's such a versatile effect. If you've got a way to build up your hand, is whenever we get a ruler potentially that starts with a bigger hand size, this is going to be crazy. Just constantly being able to just do so much damage with this potentially, be that to units or be that face damage. This is doing 1 damage every time, but if you had enough cards, it can suddenly secure a kill. It's a very versatile card. If we get cards down the road that do things when discarded, this is something you're going to want to keep in mind. I think this is a card that's, to me, it feels very designed with like the long term in mind, and it's sort of a card that is going to continually be relevant and then fall out of relevancy and then come back into relevancy for a while at least. Maybe not that long, but I think for a good amount of time it will be. Next we've got Rage of the Ascendants. So this card is pretty cool, but also pretty not cool. So it's a level 0 Atlas, the attribute is Psychic. The counter is to set it, so immediately it's a counter. Don't like that. It's an instant action on the effect. Choose one ally unit that is about to be dealt damage and up to 1 enemy unit. Reduce the next effect damage dealt to the ally unit to 0 and deal up to 2 damage to that enemy unit. So this is a reduce any damage to any effect damage to 0 and then deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. It's a cool effect, but why does it have counter is just my biggest problem with it. I just read it and I just think like, really? I mean, really? I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem very strong. I'm just sort of looking at it like, I don't really see the purpose, because Atlas at the moment, like, bearing in mind that so I'm fairly sure, because the timing on it is just an instant action, you can probably just use this as a burn too. I've got to think that the only way this makes sense to me as a card that deserves that counter is you can immediately just use it to burn 2 to an enemy unit. And the way it just works is, about to be dealt effect damage is potentially more of a vague term in Gate Ruler. I'd need to check on that, but if the way it works is the way it first reads, where your opponent goes, okay, activate zap, 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 I choose that, and only then you get to use it, it does not seem good to me at all, because it's such a restrictive timing and it's taking up counter spots. It doesn't really, it seems way more like a set 1 card than a set 3 card, right? But there we go. Those are all the actual cards. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about though, and that is this, which is pretty cool and for some reason is not showing up correctly. Well, anyway, there we go. It's Tatarioni. So this is the legend for your Imagine Front in set 3. There is the artwork, and I wanted to bring this up because it's literally going to be the same deal as Tatarija. If you include it in your deck, it could be amazing, but it could also be a complete disaster. Prediction. Okay, here's my prediction. It's going to read something like, if you open card, lose the game, right? I'm positive it's going to be something absolutely ridiculous. The converse, it's probably going to be like a -15 -10, -15 in one card, and it's going to have counter, of course, as well. And the counter will be like to use this card to open card or something. I gotta think it'll be something just truly nuts, like, or maybe even -20, just something that just so crazy but so high risk. Like, if you ever see it, you are done. That is it. And making it a legend also means you are losing a legend spot, and that's big. That's big. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the updates we got so far. As I say, please do subscribe to the channel for more Game Ruler content. I'm going to be covering all that Set 3 news. We are coming close to the Set 2 release at the time of recording. It is a month away, so you can look forward to box openings. I should be getting a good amount of product in, and you can look forward to all the usual stuff. Hopefully some deck profiles. Hopefully when my product. The problem with Set 1 was, combination of UK lockdown and my product being delayed for basically 2 months. So it took so long to get. It was more like a month and like 5 weeks. It took so long to get that by the time I'm able to do any deck profiles, because I've been moving around and I've been busy, we're basically in Set 2. So you'll get stuff. Don't worry. I promise I will be making loads of stuff for that. But there we go. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Game Ruler content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.